What is up, guys? My name is Jack O'Brien and welcome back to Interesthings. The moon was just never enough for us. I mean, when humanity first reached the moon, we basically immediately turned around and said, hey, I want to go to Mars. And I mean, like, Mars is cool, but like, there's valid reasons to colonize Venus over Mars, but Mars has all the hype, so currently, Mars is what we're going with. As a result of this, President Obama has made clear that he would like to have people being sent to and coming back from Mars into the 2030s. The key word here being bringing people back, a luxury that people going to Mars in the coming years will not be able to have. Governments as well as companies working together are going to be the push that brings back space exploration as well as creates space colonization. Many companies such as SpaceX are currently looking at new technologies in the field of space exploration as well as potential space colonization. Both SpaceX and Boeing are looking to be the first companies to put a human on Mars, but only one will achieve this task. And Obama doesn't just intend to send people to Mars and back, he intends to colonize Mars eventually. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is more than prepared to colonize Mars, as he stated in a speech given at the International Astronautical Congress in Guadalajara, Mexico. In this speech titled Making Humans an Interplanetary Species, Musk went over his many ideas for colonizing Mars. A current issue with colonization, however, is that the cost is currently very, very high. Musk addressed this and said that one of the ways we can reduce costs of going to Mars and back is by using reusable rockets. Another issue aside from the cost is for everyone out there like myself who hates long car trips. I mean, we're talking like a 5-hour car trip is too much for me. Think about 80 to 150 days in a ship to get to Mars, because that's what it's gonna take. And I mean, a 5-hour car trip is nothing compared to this. Musk, however, doesn't envision this as a terrible experience for everybody going to Mars. Instead, he intends for it to be more of a fun experience with things such as restaurants and even a zero-gravity games area. Aside from the long trip there, we will first need to figure out how we will pay for this endeavor. Musk addressed cost as one of the biggest issues currently facing us, and some of the ways that he said we could be fixing this is by using reusable rockets, refilling those rockets as space, as well as mining propellant on Mars, as well as finding the right propellant in the first place. With these questions answered, we can significantly reduce the costs of going to Mars. Mars is much further away than the moon, and sending people there is going to be a lot trickier. We need to make sure that everything is going to actually work before we begin to send anyone up there to colonize it. While SpaceX plans to begin sending ships to Mars in the 2020s, NASA will not be doing so until the 2030s. With the current issues that governments have been having concerning space exploration, we will see an increase in private corporations such as Boeing and SpaceX teaming up with governments in cooperative ways in order to better further the advancements of space colonization and exploration. This will be things such as colonizing Mars and further. While it's still unclear whether or not private companies and individuals will be able to set up colonies that will one day become their own independent nations is still unknown. As in the case with Asgardia, a current space nation that is waiting approval from the UN. It is still important for these private companies to be getting into space exploration because private companies generally have a little bit more of a motive to get things done as opposed to a government. Elon Musk sees a Martian colony not as pure science fiction, but as something that will become a reality in as early to 40 to 100 years. The 2020s and 2030s will serve as the beginning of space exploration as well as colonization. These will be the decades when we begin to explore space again, as well as we begin to colonize space for the very first time. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll really be going to Mars in as early as the 2020s? Or do you think that the costs are just too high right now for it to be feasible? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Also, don't forget, I'm coming up with 2 videos every week now. That's every Thursday and Sunday. So be sure to check back twice a week for everything science and technology news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.